Hi, this presentation is on digital literacy and citizenship. I'm Debbie Lester, and I'm a grad student at Grand Canyon University taking Tech 516. Our agenda today is digital literacy and citizenship. We'll be talking about the why. Why would we teach 21st century learning skills? And we'll be discussing learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. We're going to have some discussion on proactive knowledge and the 9 key Ps, experiential knowledge, and students need to experience and practice with digital literacy before they can become really good at it. And then we'll discuss Common Sense Media's curriculum. So why teach 21st century skills? Well, our students, from the time they're born until the time they're old enough to hold a phone, are using technology. They use technology from cradle to career. So we want them to be prepared for the classroom, but most importantly, they need to be prepared for this world where it's ever changing and constantly having to learn. And they need to be good citizens, not just digital citizens and not just regular citizens, but both. And students must be globally aware. They must be literate in digital technology. They must be civically engaged and be effective communicators. This first little video is about digital citizenship and not just teaching the do nots, but what to do.
Digital citizenship isn't just a set of notes. It's time to redefine the playbook and commit to a new definition of what being a digital citizen means. Today's digital citizens are inclusive and open to hearing and representing multiple viewpoints. They are informed, evaluating the accuracy and validity of digital media and social posts. Engaged, using technology and digital channels to be a force for good. Balanced, prioritizing time and activities online and off. And alert, being safe, and creating safe spaces for others online. Join the movement today at digcitcommit.org.
Okay, and like I said, it's not just telling the kids what not to do, but we have to teach them what to do with technology. And this public school is discussing how they planned, implemented, and evaluated their digital citizenship curriculum.
My name is Rocky Parkert. I'm the principal at Walnut Hill Elementary.
My name is Zach Norman, and I'm a fifth grade teacher here at Walnut Hill.
My name is Erin Solheim. I am the school library media specialist at Walnut Hill Elementary. I also help with the technology committee.
I'm Laura Peach. I am the teaching and learning consultant for library services at the Omaha Public Schools.
Delane Havlovic. My current position is coordinator for secondary education division.
Cheryl Logan, superintendent of the Omaha Public Schools.
Digital citizenship is an important part of our school because establishing a school-wide culture around technology is an important foundation, I think, for every student.
We know that our students, especially our upper middle school and early high school students, are engaging in social media content. We want to make sure they're curious but also safe and making sound decisions that help them build that digital footprint well.
And we know that in today's world, information literacy is digital literacy. So we need to ensure that students understand how to use information accurately, ethically, responsibly.
Building relationships is one of the most important things in my classroom. And instead of ignoring the fact that my fifth graders are probably using social media, even though I might disagree with that, if I hear them talking about Snapchat or Instagram, I'm like, how are you being safe with that? Or have you thought about this? And that's just a good way that we can have that conversation and they know that it's safe to talk to me about it.
Here at Walnut Hill, we make sure that the common sense education lessons are taught throughout the year and that each teacher uses language on their day-to-day basis, which aligns with our values. We're making it a safe place for students to practice being online so that later when they're ready for the real world, they'll already have these skills in place.
Anytime you're going to lift any sort of initiative, you always need to put your best people forward, and you need to have a cheerleader who has irrational optimism and exuberance about the subject matter, because we're doing a lot of things in our schools, and all of them are important. And if you don't have a person who is a true believer and backs that up by having the people around him to do that work, you likely will not be successful.
What Common Sense has really done well for us is provided us constant curriculum materials and resources that we can easily put in the hands of our teachers to deliver digital citizenship content.
The biggest challenge to implementing any curriculum across a large district is the capacity of the people who are going to deliver that information. And for me, it's how do we kind of level set what our expectations are going to be about the skill that the folks who are going to deliver that curriculum, the skills that they possess, and then their skill in implementing.
Some of the challenges to implementing digital citizenship have been to have all schools recognize that it is a necessary part of the curriculum, and to really embed pieces of digital citizenship in various parts of the curriculum K-12. At a district level, to support digital citizenship and common sense education, we ensure that common sense lessons are included as a part of our curriculum documents and shared with all of our librarians and teachers who use common sense in their classroom. We have also made it a part of our professional development and training for librarians to understand what common sense education entails and how they can best use that.
Partnering with the other initiatives at our school has been really important to make sure that digital citizenship is a focus at our school. We worked with the MTSSB committee, which focuses on behavior and academics, and making sure that the whole school shares a vision and common language. This helps make sure that the students are being respectful, responsible, safe, and being their best in every environment, in every classroom. The technology values that we have at our school are tied into that, so it becomes natural for every teacher to talk about being a digital citizen, no matter what classroom you're in.
So we have curriculum and service days, curriculum days, as we call them, where teachers receive training on certain elements and components of common sense. We have MIEs, Microsoft Innovative Educators, as well. They are able to receive that content through very specialized smaller learning community groups, professional learning communities, and then take that content and deliver it to the teachers and the students in their schools from a district level to their school level.
We encourage librarians to go above and beyond the minimum required lessons for common sense so that their schools can become common sense recognized schools. And we have many schools in our district that are on board with that.
We also use common sense resources and tools in and around parent education through parent-teacher conference events, through open houses, through different Title I community events.
We try to support schools in engaging parents in digital citizenship issues, especially with our youngest learners. We find that our kindergarten, first grade, second grade students, even though they do some of the common sense lessons, the education really has to include their parents.
We engage our parents about digital citizenship through communication. The information that we share with them through our newsletter, through handouts that we have here at our school, the information that we provide at family nights, the information that we will share also through social media.
Part of my job is, as a CEO, is to make sure that we're staying at least with trends, hopefully a little bit ahead of trends, so that our young people will leave us kind of prepared for what the world is going to expect them to know and be able to do.
I think some of our greatest achievements in implementing digital citizenship is really raising the awareness of the need for digital citizenship and common sense education, and implementing it in a variety of curricular areas, including library, so that we can serve all students K-12. I know our librarians are excited about the common sense education components that we have made a part of their curriculum and that they deliver to all students.
Being able to say that all of our school students come out of a school with a basic understanding of digital citizenship is a really strong achievement. I also feel that our schools that have received common sense recognition have been a key achievement for those schools specifically, because it has allowed them to really be recognized for the efforts they have done around digital citizenship in our schools and in our school communities.
I celebrate everything, and I celebrate everything about culture. I think I celebrate digital citizenship by my own modeling of how I engage and encourage other young people to engage. And I call out young people about the way they engage as well.
If I were to advise another district how to implement digital citizenship curriculum in their district, I would say start with those people who are willing to get on board, your early adopters, and give schools the autonomy to do things in their own way, provide the curriculum, and let them run with it, because each school has a unique flavor or sense, and the way that works in one school may not work in another school. So we need to be flexible about how we deliver that curriculum. It's not a one size fits all, and we need to learn and grow together.
If I'm another district that's going to implement common sense education, I would first say choose your cheerleader wisely. Get your superintendent on board, and have a plan for how you're going to do it, and some milestones.
Well, I would encourage them to use the common sense content, for what it is. The fact that the resources are there, they're so ready for teacher use. They can be embedded into curriculum guides, aligned with standards. Really encourage them to take a look at what they have, and what this will really supplement the work they're trying to do if they haven't already determined that.
Like every generation, you want the next generation to be better than you, and I think that that's a part of our challenge. Not just teaching them, but also the way we practice our digital citizenship, and the way that we are accountable for ourselves, accountable for our colleagues, and accountable for our young people. I don't think there's always a teachable moment.
We need ethical digital citizens. We need students to stay safe online, and common sense provides us the tools.
I don't see common sense education as an initiative. I know it started as an initiative. It's just something that we do, and we'll be doing it forever.
I really like how this district talks about implementing digital citizenship throughout the day, throughout all curriculum. It's not just a one-time lesson and then forget it. They model it for the students. They talk to the students about it. They also include home. They talk to parents about the digital citizenship and what needs to be done. Also, my district also is doing the MTSS, and this, I really like how it just fits in with the MTSS on dealing with being a good citizen in general. So it's a really good program. Next are learning skills, the 4 C's. Critical thinking. Kids need to be able to find solutions to problems. And in this link at Applied Educational Systems, they have problem-solving curriculum. And in there, we need to be asking open-ended questions, not just yes, no, or easy to answer questions. They need to be open-ended, where the kids need to have thoughts about the questions, not just answering it. They need to be able to categorize and classify. They need to be able to apply rules and find examples of sets of rules and how they're categorized and classified. They need to be able to make decisions, and having real life scenarios where they can solve a problem is great for the kids because it makes it real life for them, and it develops their critical thinking and their problem solving skills. They also need to be able to find patterns in things in the world. So that is a great resource. Creativity. We need kids to be thinking outside the box. So often we expect them just to follow the rules, be rule followers, don't break the rules. But a lot of times, those most creative thinkers are those kids that break the rules. And so I think we need to be a little more accepting of those kids and think about the how they're thinking outside of the box. We need to work with collaboration where kids are working with others, and that's not just in the classroom. I work with a teacher who is excellent at teaching her kids in the classroom how to collaborate with one another. It's amazing to watch the kids in her class. It's something that I struggle with, so I've been doing research on it, and I discovered the Kagan process, and I'm looking into that. So it's a must for us to teach kids how to collaborate and work together. And then communication skills. They need to be able to talk to others, and not just at their school in their classroom, but globally. They need to be able to talk to kids from all over the world and talk about their differences and similarities. Next, we have the literacy skills and the IMT. That stands for information literacy, media literacy, and technology literacy. Well, first, information literacy is understanding facts, figures, statistics, and data. And here we have a resource here, the 5 essential steps to teach information literacy. And first, we need to define what information literacy is and show examples of trustworthy and untrustworthy information. So, kids need to know what's true and what's false. Here, let's go through these. So, information literacy, and that's really just them identifying what's fake and what's real news, what's true, what's false. And then we need to show examples of trustworthy and untrustworthy information. We need to talk about how resources like the New York Times is a very credible source of information, but Facebook is not necessarily a very good source to find your information. And kids need to know the difference between, what is true and what is false. We need to define what makes an online source trustworthy. So you need to look for things like, is the author listed on the information? Does the author have a positive reputation? Does the website show a date for the information, and is it current? And is the domain credible? .coms, .edu, and .gov are a lot more reliable than .club, .xxx, .info, .site. So paying attention to the domain is important. And then, is the website well designed? Does it look like a professional put it together, or does it look like someone just slopped it together? And is the writing grammatically and linguistically correct? A lot of times, these people that are trying to scam you, they do not have proper grammar. And so if it's not proper grammar, then you want to question it. And then we want to encourage kids to have critical thinking about their sources of information. For example, does someone or an organization benefit from this information? Does the information sound biased toward one side or another? Can you tell if it's an author's opinion or is it a fact? Does the heading or headline match the information in the body? And does the information conflict with something that you already know is true? And those are red flags for you if any of those aren't. And then, so next we're going to go into media literacy, and that's understanding the methods and outlets in which information is published. So the top 5 media literacy lesson plans and resources I found talking about video, media literacy. Facts versus opinions by Common Sense Education. Fact Finder, your foolproof guide to media literacy. And media literacy lessons by Brain Pop. So there are a lot of resources out there. Media Literacy 101 by Media Smarts. Critical Media Literacy. This is international literacy, so it's talking more in a global sense. So it's not just in your area. And then we need to think about, how do we teach media literacy? Are we teaching it? All right, next we have technology literacy, and that's understanding the mechanics that makes the information age possible. So things like understanding how a computer works, or understanding coding, understanding what to do if you run into a problem if your computer's not working. So I like CS First. It is a really great place for information on that. The checklist would be computers, headphones, internet access, but they also give you a contingency plan for when the internet isn't working, which that happens a lot in schools. And I'm going to play a quick video on CS First. They always have little slideshows here on the side that you can watch along with it.
Hi, I'm Janelle. I'm an elementary school teacher in California. I help teachers teach computer science using CS First. Google's free introductory computer science curriculum is designed for students ages 9 to 14. It uses instructional videos to help teachers introduce computer science to students. In this series of videos, you will learn about computer science, CS First, and its teacher resources. You'll get to try CS First as a student and create your first class. There is a companion deck linked on the right side of this video if you'd like to follow along. Thanks for taking the time to learn about CS First.
Okay, so they do have curriculum, and it's digital literacy, or media literacy, and it goes through the different curriculums. For example, language arts, it might include language arts or science, and it starts with subject specific. You can choose by the subject. There's hour of code. And then you have multi-day activities where it's introductory, it's starting out. Then you have intermediate and advanced. They also offer kits. So this one here is storytelling. I just received a kit on that one, and I haven't opened it up yet, but they will send you free kits on making your lessons work. So in addition to the videos and the curriculum, there's ways to keep track of your class roster, find a lesson plan for a specific theme, contingency plans, certificates of completion. So, and here's that free classroom kit I was mentioning. So CS First is a really great resource for teaching those technology literacies. Life skills, FLIPS. So FLIP stands for flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. We want students who are flexible. They need to be able to change plans if their plan isn't working. And they need to have the determination to keep going and finding something that will work. We need leaders who can motivate teams and accomplish their goals. And we need students who have initiative. They are the ones that self-starters. They have strategies, they have plans, they've set goals. And then we need productive students where they're not getting distracted easily and they're continuing doing the work that they're supposed to be doing. And then social skills. So meeting and networking with others for mutual benefit. And again, this isn't just in a classroom. It it could be a global situation. Our proactive knowledge, we want to teach the kids the 9 P's. So the Common Sense Media curriculum covers these very well. We want to talk about them protecting their passwords, not handing out their passwords. What's the difference between private information and personal information, and what can you share? Photographs. What photographs should you share? Is it okay to share a photograph of a friend if they haven't given you permission? Whose property is it? Are you going online and just taking information and claiming it as your own? And permissions, for example, giving someone permission to use photographs, but also permission to use a photo that you find online. Protection, how to protect yourself online. Professionalism and personal brand. Those to me go hand in hand, where what you say on the internet is out there forever and it follows you around. So you want to be sure that you're professional in your manner on the internet and that it reflects who you are. And it's not just protecting from looking bad, but you want to develop your personal brand where people know who you are and what you stand for. And then we come to experiential knowledge. Embed digital literacies and citizenship into the regular curriculum. Make it an everyday thing. And one way that Vicki Davis did this was through talking about truth and fiction. So she'd have her kids go to Snopes, Truth or Fiction, the Threat Encyclopedia, or the Federal Trade Commission, and look at what the scams are and discover how scams operate. And then after they learn about them, they're going to become teachers. We want our students to turn into teachers and for them to give tutorials on how to spot a scam, maybe to give a presentation to another classmate or to their parents or to someone else even. And then we want collaborative learning communities. And some of them are Flattening Classrooms, Engaging Minds. That is a book that you can get, on Amazon. We can collaborate with others on projects like Gamified. Oh my goodness. Gamified. So Gamified is where you take your lessons and you turn it into a game that the kids try to get certificates for or awards, badges, and that sort of thing. So it makes it a lot more fun for your students. Then we have the AIC conflict simulation. This to me seems like more of an older middle school, high school age kids, but it's talking about the Arab-Israeli conflict simulation. And so they learn something that is in real world happening. And then I found this class time collaborative challenges, and I thought it was very exciting. Here's a teacher showing the kids for the first time. And it's really exciting to see students that engaged and excited about learning. Oh, I keep going too far. Sorry about that. All right, so we want to move towards from digital citizenship to digital leadership. We don't want just our students to be good digital citizens. We want them to be leaders. So a good digital citizen shares appropriate information and stories to family and friends, but a good digital leader is on the social media to learn and share learning. A good digital citizen is on the internet to have a positive digital footprint, and a digital leader, they empower others with no voice. A digital citizen gives due credit when they share an idea, an image, or a video, but a digital leader addresses society's inequities. A digital citizen treats others the way they want to be treated. And a digital leader promotes important causes to take care of people, and then a digital citizen reports inappropriate online behaviors, but a digital leader shows a more positive influence in the lives of others. So we really want to transition from just being digital citizens to digital leaders. Now for Common Sense Media and their digital citizenship curriculum. They offer grade-specific curriculum to teach, and they use videos. They cover the 9 Ps, and it's really easy for teachers. They give you everything that you need. So here's a quick video on why teach digital citizenship from Common Sense Media. Or not.
Regarding online safety, we all are very concerned. I was surprised how many students said, yeah, I feel comfortable telling somebody my address online.
A student left her location services on her Instagram account, and therefore an older teen from another city was able to find her and come to our campus. And that was a really scary situation for that student and that family.
The address conversation wasn't the only thing that they were not aware of that you shouldn't share online, such as your date of birth, your parents' name. They were clueless to all that.
And it really is scary how clueless our kids are about, they're just naive and they don't understand that they can't share information online. They don't understand how dangerous it is. And then here's a sample of Common Sense Media's digital citizenship curriculum, one of the videos for 4th grade. Since I'm a 4th grade teacher, this is what I'm going to share. I won't show the whole thing, but just for you to get an idea what it's like.
Well, this isn't fun anymore.
And these are just videos that kids can relate to. It talks about how to deal with that trash talking online, and the fact that Gus had stayed online all day long and he didn't take a break. So it does cover a lot of different things in one video. So some of the resources I used are listed here. This is a link to Common Sense Media's Digital Citizenship, and you can see that it is separated into grade-specific areas. And you can choose different lessons. And just to give you an example here of what the lesson looks like, they give you a lesson snapshot, what you're going to need, take-home resources, and then lesson plans if it lets me log in. It actually gives you the lesson plans, step-by-step procedures, and then there are slides that go along with it too. So you can open up the slides and present it with a slideshow. And that makes it really easy for you to teach the lesson. It's just pretty much done for you. And then another resource that I found was DigCit Commit, sorry. This is where I got my first little video there. The really cool thing here is the resources. And it shows you Brain Pop resources, Common Sense Education, DigCit, Institution, Everfi, Facebook, Google, ISTE, more Google, more ISTE. So it gives you a lot of resources to think about. Nearpod, there's a podcast to listen to. So those are really great resources. And then my references are listed here at the end.